So check it out. There's this thing where you are as seductive as your environment, right? So if you keep meeting the same kind of women and it's just over and over again, just the same kind of problems with the same kind of people, that means that you're in the wrong environment. You're not wrong. Your environment is wrong. So if you're in China, what do you expect you're going to meet? You're going to meet Chinese women, right? If you're in Mexico, you'll meet Mexican women. So if you're in the hood, you're gonna meet hood women. That's just what it is. It's just you can't avoid that. Now, based on that rationale, if you change your environment, then you'll meet different kinds of people. And depending on where you are, you're gonna meet different kind of person. And these are gonna vary. And there's a formula to that. But let me explain this. Starbucks did this research for themselves that spoke about how most people that live near a Starbucks go to their neighborhood Starbucks, right? And it makes sense. You get up, you want to get some coffee, you're on your way to work, you stop by the Starbucks that's on the way, that's usually near you. However, if you go to different Starbucks, you'll see a different kind of demographic depending on what Starbucks you go to. So you're going to have high-end Starbucks, lower end Starbucks, they're going to vary. Now, take that and you say, okay, well, if I go to the same Starbucks every morning, you're going to see the same people that go there as well. So if you wanted to meet different people, you go to a different Starbucks, maybe a few blocks down. Maybe go to a Starbucks that's in a better location that are going to, that Starbucks is going to attract the kind of women that you like. And just to give you an example, every city has a financial district. You go to those Starbucks, you're going to find women that work in those kind of environments. They're going to be dressed up. They're going to be, they're going to be good if that's what you like. So having said that, you can actually pre-plan your environment and go to the places that the women that you're attracted to live. When you're fishing, right, in the ocean, and you're looking for a certain type of fish, fishermen know where to go. They know, okay, well, I know that these kind of fish are here, these other fish, you know what kind of bait to use, you know how deep to go, all of that. Same thing with if you're looking for that one person or those few people, you want to make sure that you go to where they are at. And if you break it down, for example, just to give an example, one of my favorite are women alone in bus stops. Why? These women are ride or die. When you're at a bus stop, you're not having fun. You're waiting for the bus. You're either going to work, you're going to school, you're going to your second job. So these women they're not there just because they're going to party. They're there because they're going somewhere. That means that this is an independent woman. She's by herself somewhere, taking a bus somewhere. So she don't care about the struggle. She's going to get it done. And then also, this is a woman that thinks long term. She knows that wherever she's going is temporary and it's going to get her to the next level. So obviously you meet someone at this environment, you're most likely to find that's the kind of women you're going to meet. Likewise, you meet a woman alone at a bar, you got to know that woman has issues. Most women don't go alone anywhere, let alone to a bar. So if you're meeting her at a bar and she's by herself, you can like her and have a good time. Just know on a long-term relationship basis, she may have some things that you're not ready to deal with. Likewise, you meet a girl at a club or whatever, that's a level that they're at, and that's where they are at life. Now, if you're looking for higher quality, you're looking for something different, like I said, if you got a laptop and you got to work anyway, go to your financial district and look for a coffee shop there and set up there, work there. If you go there every day, I bet you, I guarantee you, you're going to run into women that are probably more of what you're looking for. And likewise, if you go to, grocery stores, you go to, Trader Joe's, I already know, that most likely the kind of women at Trader Joe's are the women that are there because they read the labels. Most likely they know all about astrology. They read, the packaging. They don't want glucose and whatever. These are the kind of women that frequent there. You go to Whole Foods, now you're talking about a woman that probably cares more about herself than anything else. She cares about what she puts in her body. Most likely is has some kind of a stable employment, and so on, because that's why she's there. And you don't go to Whole Foods because you're trying to save money. So that tells you that she's not here. She's not cheap. So you see what I mean? You can break it down, and you can keep breaking it down as you move on into, okay, what the first you got to get to know you, right? Who are you? What are you looking for? And if you're looking for women that are going to fulfill a certain part of you, because we all are at one point or another looking for connections that actually fulfill us. If you're looking for that, then you got to understand that you got to go there. They're not going to come to you. You're not going to be in your little geographical location and these high quality women are just going to knock on your door. You have to take initiative. You got to get out of your environment. Don't be afraid to go to a new store. Don't be afraid to travel a little bit, to be in environments of the people that you want to be around. They say that you're an average of the 5 people around you. So if the 5 people around you are just hood, problematic people, and then you expect them to find quality within that pool, you're crazy. So next time if you're gonna go to Starbucks anyway, might as well go. It's the same drink, so might as well go to the one that's probably gonna have some ladies in line that are in line with you. With what you're looking for. But first you gotta understand what is it that you want, because maybe you do want some hood stuff. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Some of these, women that are in situations in the hood or in your hood, they're fun too. But if that's what you want, then perfect. But if you're looking for expansion, if you're looking to do something more than just that, if you're looking to maybe even experiment and say, okay, maybe I gotta approach different kind of women in my life. I gotta attract different kind of women in my life. You gotta be geographically where they are. That's all I'm saying. So if you keep that in mind and you really apply what I'm saying right now, then you're gonna understand that you have to change your environment. You can't force the women that you're looking for to change their environment to please you. You get uncomfortable. You go to that place that makes you feel out of line, and you gotta also play the role. Don't be a fish out of water. So if you go to these, rooftop bars, right? That's the kind of woman that lives there in those rooftop lounges and bars. You gotta understand that they're pros. They didn't get there because they stumbled there. They took an elevator to the 30th floor. And they've been there before, and they're scanning the room because they're looking for the kind of man that hang out there. So when you don't fit that criteria, they can spot you a million miles away. So when you go to the place that you go to, if you go to these rooftop bars, you gotta act the part so that you don't seem out of place. Because also you gotta be yourself wherever you go. But sometimes yourself is not at the level of where you at. So sometimes you got to elevate and go a little bit higher so that you can, fit into these places. That's not saying that you don't, you're not yourself or you're not you. You're just a better you. You're just a different you. You're just a different part of you that you tap into so that you can go into a new environment and, a geographical location. So having said that, if this is something that someone should listen to, please share it, because that's what it's about. It's like, with me and my friends, like they give me what they learned, I give them what I learned, and we just try to be better, and hopefully the next generations become even better. And that's what it's about, because at the end of the day, no one's going to have your back but you. And if you're watching this, it's because you actually care. You try to come up, you try to level up, but no one's going to force you. I can't go to your house and pick you up and take you to where the women that you really want are at. You got to do that. And it's uncomfortable at first. And before I go, make sure you download the Seduction PRM app from the App Store. That app is going to be the wingman in your pocket. It's going to help you just elevate yourself and your seduction to another level. And just go download it right now because I think it's going to help you. And until next time, peace.